Pacific Northwest is breathtaking, a kingdom of ancient pines and endless fog that moves like a living ghost. Campers crave its solitude, lured by the illusion of untouched wilderness and the call of silent lakes. But within that silence, something watches, something old, patient, and entirely beyond explanation. Locals whisper that the woods north of Mount Rainier have rules, unwritten and absolute: never camp alone, never after midnight, never follow the whispers. Every decade, someone breaks those rules, and what follows is written in police reports that always end the same way: missing without trace. In late October, a solo hiker named Ethan Moore recorded his entire journey through the dense Barlow Ridge. His friends later found his drone and camera buried in soft moss, batteries drained but memory cards intact. What they discovered in those files chilled even veteran investigators. Ethan's footage begins calmly, sunlight flickering through cedar branches, his voice steady, excited about his first solo camping trip. The first 2 days are uneventful, filled with rain and small campfires. But on the third night, the tone shifts, his voice trembles when he says the forest feels different, like it's breathing. Wind carries strange patterns in the background of his recordings, repetitive clicks that pulse in threes, almost mechanical. The pattern recurs at random intervals through the night, each time closer. When analyzed later, technicians noticed impossible frequency overlaps, a digital echo that didn't exist in the waveform. At one point Ethan pans the camera toward the tree line. Between the pines, a human silhouette stands perfectly still, motionless even as wind ripples through everything else. When he zooms in, the figure vanishes, not stepping away or dissolving, just gone, replaced by static that bends unnaturally across the frame. His narration grows anxious as night deepens. He claims his GPS is looping, the coordinates resetting every hour back to the same point, as if the forest itself is folding around him. His compass spins without direction, north, south, none of it makes sense anymore. On day 4, Ethan's drone captures an aerial view, his campsite surrounded by 3 identical clearings, carbon copies aligned with mathematical precision. Investigators later confirmed the terrain doesn't match any satellite map. It's as if part of the forest digitally cloned itself in real life. The fourth night's footage is corrupted by a high-pitched hum. He's whispering now, convinced he's being followed not by animals, but by echoes of himself. In the reflection of a rain puddle, his face appears twice, one smiling, one expressionless, blinking out of sync like a corrupted video feed. Ethan attempts to leave at sunrise. His camera stabilizer shows trees shifting behind him, rearranging subtly each time he turns. The moss changes pattern, the trail loops back toward his own footprints, more of them than there should be, as if someone else is retracing his path, perfectly synchronized yet invisible. At hour 72, the camera records a sudden blackout lasting 74 minutes. When visuals return, Ethan speaks in a slow cadence, monotone, reciting numbers backwards from 128. It doesn't sound like him. Spectrographic analysis later revealed a second voice layered exactly half a decibel under his. The last frame of his recording is horrifying. The camera lies sideways, half buried in mud, showing Ethan standing motionless among the trees. His eyes open wider than humanly possible, unblinking, as a faint distortion warps around him, then everything cuts to gray. The audio keeps running for 17 more minutes of distant whispering. Search teams arrived 2 days later. His tent was untouched, firewood stacked neatly as though prepared for him. The forest floor around it showed a perfect circle of dry ground, no rain had touched it despite 2 days of storm. Inside the circle, footprints spiraled inward, then abruptly stopped. Rangers described a faint static sound in the air, growing stronger near Ethan's camp, causing radios to short-circuit. The local sheriff's department reported temporary GPS loss within a 10-mile radius for 6 consecutive hours. No one could explain it, yet everyone heard the low-frequency hum echo in the silence. When his footage went public online, several viewers claimed strange things occurred as they watched. Some devices crashed, others displayed timestamps that didn't match. One comment said that when the shadow appeared, their own reflection in the screen smiled independently, a grin out of sync with their face. Experts dismissed it as editing trickery until 2 professors from a Portland Tech lab ran an analysis. They found hidden data layers inside the video identical to those used in quantum encryption. Within that code was a single repeating phrase: "You are already part of it." That phrase led investigators to revisit older disappearances from the same region: campers, loggers, surveyors. Reports dating back to 1921 mention the same auditory anomaly, triple rhythmic clicks followed by silence, then light distortion in the air. Every report stops mid-sentence, and signed. Some theorize it's a geological phenomenon, magnetic interference caused by subterranean quartz veins. Others believe it's temporal, a localized glitch in the fabric of time. But the problem is the consistency, identical patterns across decades, caught on analog tapes, digital sensors, even on written logs etched by hand. A retired ranger named Helen Swanson confessed she found a campsite in that area in 1986 with an untouched meal still warm, coffee steaming though long cold weather. She left immediately, never filing a report after finding two identical compasses on the same rock, both spinning in opposite directions. People still hike deep into those forests, chasing mystery, ignoring the warnings carved into wooden signs, "Stay together." The sound of rain and whispers merge, and in rare moments between thunderclaps, you can hear faint laughter, layered, doubled, echoing from somewhere that doesn't exist on any map. Ethan's case remains officially unsolved. Authorities list it as accidental disappearance, despite anomalies in weather reports showing localized lightning strikes arranged in a perfect triangle around his last GPS ping. Logically impossible, but then again, logic doesn't seem to apply inside those woods. Those who venture there swear the forest alters depending on mood, paths extending or shortening based on fear, fog density shifting perfectly in rhythm with heartbeats. It's as though the wilderness feeds not on blood, but attention, growing more real the longer you stare into its depths. Local hunters discovered stone cairns arranged in spirals, each marking points of vanishing. They glow faintly under starlight, red in the camera's infrared view, revealing symbols that match binary timestamps from Ethan's footage. It suggests intelligence, not coincidence, not nature, but purpose. Psychologists studying survivor testimonies documented consistent temporal distortion. Subjects reported losing hours yet having watched their clock hands barely move. One ranger said he heard his own voice calling his name from behind him, soft, exhausted, like an echo of a version of himself still wandering the woods. Satellite imagery occasionally captures anomalies, fog patterns forming angles too precise for nature. NASA's records classify them as undetermined weather artifacts. But the same coordinates appear in missing person databases, aligned with triangular precision, stretching across decades like invisible markers of something ancient and aware. Scientists who investigated the area report electronic failure beyond expected thresholds. Equipment clocks drift apart, recording milliseconds of nonlinear time, segments where 1 second lasts infinitely long to digital sensors. They call it microtemporal slip, but locals call it the forest breathing back. Ethan's recovered drone, now displayed in a sealed evidence locker, still turns on occasionally without power connected. It emits the same triple-click audio, followed by low murmuring in reverse speech. The lab keeps it sealed, yet the logs show its system turning itself on every October at midnight. Conspiracy forums call it a glitch in the matrix, an overlap between dimensions that resists observation. Witnesses describe the forest folding like mirrored glass, reflections misaligned. Whatever it is, it doesn't kill directly, it erases by rewriting who was there, snipping threads of reality with surgical precision. Photographers chasing the mystery often capture anomalies, faces repeating along tree trunks, shadows curving against light, stars out of alignment overhead. One frame from 2017 shows two moons unevenly illuminated, recorded by 3 different lenses at the same timestamp. None of them are doctored. Folklorists connect the phenomenon to indigenous legends of the returning woods, a place where echoes of the dead guide travelers home the wrong way. The line between myth and reality blurs when even scientists admit the consistent energy readings defy physics, resembling quantum entanglement on a planetary scale. To this day, hikers vanish at a rate statistically higher than any neighboring region. Investigators close to the case report vivid dreams of moving forests and mirrors in rainwater. One agent resigned after hearing his own voice in the static during an interview, whispering the same line, "Don't go back." The government's final report was redacted nearly in full, but one visible note remains: phenomenon continues within parameters. Avoid isolation. The message feels less like bureaucratic caution and more like a plea, from someone still listening, maybe trapped between realities, still sending signals that no one fully hears. Perhaps Ethan never disappeared at all. Perhaps he exists somewhere adjacent, seeing us as ghosts instead. Every time someone replays that footage, it reacts slightly differently, frames rearranged, numbers altered, as if it's updating, recalibrating, watching you through your own screen reflection. So if you ever find yourself deep in the Pacific Northwest, where rain hums against your tent and the wind clicks in patterns of 3, remember this story. Stay with someone, keep your compass close, and whatever happens, never look twice when the forest seems to move, because it might just look back. And if tonight you sense a static buzz in your headphones, or hear distant clicking through the silence, don't panic. It's likely nothing, just interference. Or maybe, it's the forest finding its way through the wires, reminding you of the oldest rule whispered through the pines: never camp alone.